And we're live. Welcome everyone to a very special episode of So Get This. I have three amazing women here with me. We have Cora Idol, who is the chairperson of the Ladies of Supernatural convention. We have Emily Fonda, and we have Nikki Aycox. Welcome everybody.
Hi. Hey everyone.
So everybody, get your questions ready, get your comments ready. We are going to be talking all about the Supernatural convention that's going to be lady-centric, all-female cast, all-female crew. So, Cora, with no further ado.
Always putting me on the spot.
Always put you on the spot.
So, for anybody who is new to the story, Ladies of Supernatural Con, or LawsCon, or SPN Ladies Con, as you may have seen it on Twitter. We're aiming for May 2016. We've got about 14 days left on the IndieGoGo right now. We're not even halfway to our goal, but I'm optimistic, and I've got Plan B and Plan C ready in the background should things not quite go as planned. Things are gonna happen. It just might not be its full, beautiful thing this very first year. But that's okay. You're going to see people regardless. We're going to do online things like this. We're going to do online concert. That's the plan. I've been talking with the Black Whiskey Union, which is fronted by Britt Sheridan. You may remember as Kate in the werewolf episodes on the show. And I've pretty much exhausted every single agent in the world trying to get a hold of everybody. I believe I've also sent a message to your agent, Emily. I haven't heard back yet, though. But that's the nature of the game. Sometimes people are a little slow.
Twitter. Cora, we're getting asked a question from our viewers. Is there a specific date picked in May yet?
The days we are aiming for, and it is completely dependent on our venue and whether or not we can put a deposit down on the space, but we're trying to get the 14th and the 15th. I was talking with potential backup vendors. You'll be happy to know, Nikki, that the Crocodile finally responded. I have quotes from them, and they are extremely affordable as a concert venue. So that's a possibility if we're not able to do the full two.
Cora, you good there? You're frozen.
The 13th through the 16th, but because we aren't able to get the chunk to guarantee the venue space, we've had to adjust things a little bit and potentially knock it down to 2 days, maybe even the concert for one part of the day, and then the rest.
Stop you, Cora. You cut out when you started talking about the Crocodile Cafe. You went frozen.
Yeah, I'll start over.
Okay, so Crocodile Cafe, I'm super excited about because it is a great venue for music. If anybody's ever been there, it's an awesome place. So that's awesome. So go ahead, Cora.
The original plan was 3 days. We didn't hit our first IndieGoGo completion. So that cut into the time. Now we're down to 2 days, possibly 1 day with the concert the night prior, and then 1 full day of meet and greets with a limited number of guests. It's very, very dependent on our budget, very, very dependent on our ticket sales, very, very dependent on the availability of all of the ladies who have shown interest in coming.
Yeah. But that's awesome because, you know,
yes.
When you're trying to start something like this and it's new and you're getting the word out, to have, you know, as much support as what we have had is awesome. And everything's
Agreed.
not going to, you know, it's not going to go perfect, and it's not going to, it's not always going to be easy. But I think that the response has been great enough that you're on a road and it can happen. And so I don't think that a small first, you know, convention is a bad thing. It's more intimate, and we get more time to spend with the fans and to get to know them, which is a great thing. So if you're planning on coming, you may actually get to spend an entire day talking with one of us, you know? So it's
very possible.
Yeah. You've been doing great, and you've
Thank
worked so
you.
hard. You should be very proud of yourself.
It's not just me. I am not the only person who's been kicking ass at this.
Oh, well,
I've
I
got
know,
Jody
yeah,
in
all
my
you guys.
corner. I've got you in my corner. I've gotten all the ladies when they managed to get retweets in and talking at some of the conventions. I know a couple of fans have actually asked questions at conventions now, which is amazing. I know Kathleen Brown. She lives in Australia. She actually asked you and Rachel during your guys' panel, and just seeing the video for that just kind of made me shake with excitement. Because, I mean, we're across the ocean now.
I forgot to tell you that I did speak with Rachel, and I can say this, she will be fine. Rachel would love to participate as well, and we would love to do a double panel. I know a lot of people have been asking for it here in the States. Rachel and I would love to get up and do a double panel and meet and greet and hang out with everybody. So if that's something the fans are interested in, you know, get onto the crowdfunding page and help us get this going, and you'll get it. Right?
Emily, let me ask you this, because this is new to you. This is a whole new universe. So what's going on right now? What are your thoughts about having a female-centric supernatural convention?
I love it. I think, you know, there's conventions going on all the time for supernatural fans, and it is a very male-centric cast. So being able to have an opportunity to meet with some of the female characters that have been on the show, I think that's really amazing, because there have been so many instrumental players in the cast from women that I think, you know, it's a good thing for women all around to support and to meet them. So I'm definitely on board. I think it's fabulous. And
that's awesome.
As Nikki said, if the fans are into it, then why not?
That's great.
Fantastic. We just have a few comments in the chat window. We're getting a lot of hellos. We've got Rogue, we've got Carrie, we've got Jen, we've got Mark Lewis, we've got Weirdo Smiling, and Rogue says everybody starts somewhere.
Yes.
To Nikki's point. So, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oops, let me just make sure I didn't skip anybody.
Because, you know, when women get together, they can do anything.
Damn right.
That's true. That's very true. I mean, and we're very, you know, I didn't really realize this until Cora and I started talking about just how many strong female characters are on that show. I mean, when, you know, there's, you know, you think of your major hit list, you know, you've got your Ellen, your Jo, and, you know, Meg, of course, and then, and of course, Anne-Marie was very strong, too. You know, she didn't come off like a wallflower.
Not at all. She was able to deal with being at his worst.
You know, I mean, it was amazing. So then when we started going through the hit list of, okay, you know, just, it was a daunting task to make a list of all of these amazing human beings that need to be in this convention and need to be accessible to their fans. I mean, wow. I mean, Cora, you schooled me a bit in some parts. Oh my God, of course. Oh my God, how could I forget about Raphael? You know, how could I forget about this character and that character? Who would be your dream team guest list? All of you.
Cora?
Your top 5 guest list. Let me narrow it down. Like your top 5. Who would be your dream team?
Emily, you first.
No, I'm not going first. I can't.
me, and also me.
No, start with Nikki. I don't know.
I mean, I would say that, you know, I don't know if I would say complete names because I really liked this idea, and I don't know if you're going to be able to do it this first time around because of, you know, the funding and stuff, but I obviously would love to have Rachel there. I think you guys have seen the Twitter interaction and seen us at the cons together. We love each other. Yes. It's like when I met her, it was like we've been friends forever.
Yes.
You know, such a great inspirational person and wonderful to talk to. So I'd love to have her there. I would love to see some of the writers, and especially being at these last 2 cons in Australia and New Zealand. You know, I met a lot of comic book writers and, you know, people who were in crews, and it was just so nice to have a mixture of actors and that as well, because there were different types of artists. So I would say for sure I want to see Rachel there. I'd love to see Amy Gumrick and, you know, Lindsey. But also I'd like to see some of the crew and you know, some other people behind the scenes.
Exactly. Because when people also, that's another thing too, because when you think of behind the scenes for Supernatural, you think Jim Michaels, you think Russ Hamilton, you think of, you know, the writers, you don't think about, you know, the females behind the scenes. They just don't have the same, they don't get the same publicity.
Yeah.
You know,
well, a makeup artist would be great too, you know. Yeah. We'd all love to sit and talk with a makeup artist, right?
Oh yeah, Sabrina.
Yeah,
Emily, my God. Emily, tell us your favorite moment with Sabrina and Charmaine.
I don't know. I think what I found working on the show is we're in the 10th season, so a lot of them have been working together for years and years and years. It's such a tight-knit little community. And my first day, we were out in the middle of nowhere filming, and, you know, they come right over and they bring you into the crew, and they are the friendliest people ever, and make the whole experience really welcoming and warm and friendly. And they're like that with everybody, you know. They don't play favorites with the guys or any of the background or anything. Like it's everybody's on even keel, and I think that's what has made the show so successful, because that crew is one of the most amazing crews I've ever worked with, because they are so close knit. And I guess a lot of it does come with time, but at the same time, I think if you're working with people over a long period of time, at the same time they could not be as close. So it's really refreshing to see people working in just the mechanics of how everybody works. You know, it's 2 seconds between takes, because they just get it. It's like they'll finish each other's sentences. And
sandwiches?
Pardon?
Finish each other's sandwiches. It's a terrible. Don't mind me. I'm horrible with pop culture quotes. I just recently reposted. I just reposted a picture of you, Emily, with the hair and the costume, the barfly look, and just like from last year. I found it in your Twitter feed and I reposted it. And you look phenomenal. Like it's almost a different person.
I look very different in all of my roles for some reason. They always tend to transform me into something else. So I always have fun, and the costumes are always a good time. So that was my my little Midwestern bar look. I think I was from North Dakota, so
yeah.
I was trying to channel my inner North Dakotan.
Nikki, that coat that you wore for the majority of your character, did you pick that coat or was it picked for you? Did you
the red one or the yellow one?
The
well,
red
I guess
one.
It doesn't matter. No, they were. But which one?
The red one.
They were both picked by wardrobe. Yeah, I can't take credit for that. I would.
That would keep them.
No. Although, how great would it be if I could have? I could have sold it.
Yeah, you could have.
No, I didn't get to keep those. But those were by wardrobe. Those were great coats. Really great coats.
It's not fair that they don't just get to let you guys loose in the wardrobe cabinet and let you pick out your own things.
Well, you know what? It's really great. Usually, it's not so much if you're a guest star, but when I've done other shows that I've been a regular on, you do get to go onto the lot. They have like an end of the year sale where it's like an outlet, and everybody gets to go in and pick from clothes of all the different shows that they're, you know, selling or whatever. So you do kind of get that privilege, which is nice, but I wouldn't say that it's that cheap, you know. But I think it used to be a rule with SAG, and I don't even know if it is anymore because I haven't even looked at what new rules are. You used to be able to keep your shoes.
That would be very dangerous.
Sense. And I hope underwear too.
Yeah, I always took my underwear home. I just thought I'd be doing yeah. But you used to be able to keep your shoes, which makes sense because, it's trading shoes. But I don't even know if it is that way anymore. But check because, you may get to keep your shoes.
I've never kept my shoes. I wish I had.
Because it's to be a rule, and maybe from now on you can steal your shoes. They're not stealing.
Yes.
Exactly. So the next time you're on set and you have a kicking pair of shoes,
just put them on your back. Nobody will know.
These are mine.
The business is gonna hate me. I've been doing this for so long. They probably don't want me talking to anybody out there because I have so many secrets.
Yes, thank you, Toulouse.
So Cora, would you consider having like a supernatural themed clothing room, like you could as an exhibit of the costumes that the female cast members have worn? Maybe we could.
I would definitely need to talk to some of the amazing wardrobe ladies. I have two. God. Can you not? I have spoken with a couple. I'm trying to remember names at this point. And see what their opinions are. It's funny when Nikki, when you brought up the whole end of the year closet sale, everything must go. That's how Jules got the purple dog shirt. Now this shirt is like infamous in fandom. It was one of the first shirts we saw Sam in season 1, and there was a very secret hush hush sale from wardrobe, and a few people found the Twitter that it was being broadcast through and went to it. I actually remember this Twitter moment, and I was bummed because I had to work that day and I couldn't drive up to BC to do it. It would have taken me like 6 hours to drive, but it would have been worth it. But she got the purple dog shirt and she wore it to VanCon. I saw her. That was when I first met Jules. And she was wearing it, and it kind of blew my mind that a shirt that fit Jared so snugly could also fit on a person of Jules' size and stature very easily. It was so awesome, and I was so jealous. Like, the moment I saw it, I was like, is that the purple dog shirt?
Aww.
It was a great moment.
Well, yeah, it's a great idea, something to keep in mind, huh?
Mark Lewis has a comment, and he said, show-worn shoes are worth a lot on eBay. So if there are any actors out there watching that have shoes they want to get rid of and donate the funds to the Ladies of SPNCon, we're not begging or anything. We're just making a point. It works.
Well, we're throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Sell your shoes.
It's almost crossing the line. I feel like something so personal like that. Like, I could maybe get away. I could kind of go with a hat or a shirt, but like shoes, that's like one step away from panties. And I wouldn't ask that from some people.
Cora, we will take what we can get right now, darling. Come on. No, don't be too proud. Don't be too proud. It's okay to beg. We just started.
Totally, it's okay. So, Cora,
you're gonna have a whole bunch of these going, you guys, at Ladies of SPN. You're gonna, one's gonna turn into 2 to 4 to 5 to 15 to all year round, and you're gonna be looking back at this, and we're all gonna be laughing.
Really, really hard while drunk.
So, Nikki, let me ask you this. You have been one of the strong forces behind, helping Cora promote and rev up some excitement for the project. How did this all happen for you?
I think you tweeted me, right, Cora?
I
You tweeted me,
did.
you had the idea, and I, being a long-time actress in the business, I'm always happy to, not more than happy, I'm just always so excited when somebody wants to do something female-driven, because it's a big fight for women all the time in the business. And I just got excited about it, and I said, sure, yeah, let's talk about this. And we had a Skype, and we talked about it, and then kind of came up with our first plan, and went with it. But that's, and you gotta, like I told her, you gotta start somewhere. You gotta kind of put it out there and see what you can do and what you can't do, and then rearrange. It's like building a website, you put it up and then you look at it 3 months later and go, oh gosh, I need to take that down, or reconfigure. So it's the same thing, and not making a goal or whatever is nothing to be embarrassed about. Sorry, there, Olive.
Olive sees Cora's cat. That's the problem.
Yeah, sorry, Olive.
I think she's seen trick-or-treaters, and this will happen. But, so that was kind of the thing. And so we wrote some blogs and sent them out, and just trying. I'd love to see it for so many reasons. It's a really important cause. It goes deeper than just having a convention of women. It's women getting to meet their fans and getting that opportunity. It's the fans getting to meet the women that they have watched and they really enjoy and want to meet. And it also makes a statement that women are also desired to sit down and have a convention, So there's so many positive things having a convention for women says. So that's why I was really on board with it.
That's fantastic.
The stories are important. It's not just like it's such a huge controversial thing. I see so many of the actresses and the crew that I follow on the Twitter feed posting stuff about women and inequality in the industry, and how difficult it is to get specific roles that aren't archetypal, that aren't very, very limited, and they're props, they're stand-ups, they fill this little extra space, and it's so, women's stories are just as equally and more important in some ways, especially with a fan base that is primarily female driven, not having female characters that are consistent. Like Meg's character, after Rachel took over and took it the full length, like she was one of the longest running female characters. Like she was around from season 1 all the way until her unlikely end, and I remember this huge outcry from the community about it, because we got to see her character go like the full circle in terms of her goals, her desires, what she wanted from the life that she was allowed to lead, her interactions with the boys, her interactions with Castiel. It was amazing to watch, and it felt like being robbed in the end. And now it's like this big joke in the community. It's like, oh, she's not gonna last till the end of the episode, or she's not gonna be around very long, or she's not gonna have a really compelling story. There's the big joke about anybody that Sam sleeps with dies. That joke just grinds my gears. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I think it's interesting. I think it's also, that's not just, if you're talking about Supernatural, that's not just Supernatural. I think it happens a lot with a lot of shows, and it's it's when fans and women, like you and other ones that want to support stand up and say, I want to see more women, or I want to see or meet more females, or I want to see them on my shows. They do hear it. They do listen. It might take them some time, but they do eventually listen. And unfortunately, the only way it can change is for people to fight the way that you're fighting, and it's just kind of hard, it's hard on you. But
shout out to the Wayward Daughters, by the way.
To who?
If any of y'all are watching right now, freaking kudos to you. I'm so glad that you guys exist.
Yeah. I'm going to be interviewing the Wayward Daughters next Tuesday night, actually. I'm very excited about that. Oh, nice. And Emily, I don't know if you're familiar with the Wayward Daughters Academy. They're on Twitter, and what it is
yeah, I'm not familiar.
They're fans that are vying for a spin-off for Sheriff Jody and Sheriff Donna to run like a home for wayward girls and teach them to be strong and badass like they are. So,
very cool.
Back to Nikki, back to your point about showing women that are strong. Jared has his Always Keep Fighting campaign, and I think that's tremendous, and it's very important, and it's saved people's lives. But what I think needs to happen is, because when you go to a supernatural convention, and Cora, you make a good point of this in your introduction to the Ladies of Supernatural convention on your IndieGoGo page, 99% of the attendees at these supernatural conventions are female. And to have another female role model to look up to and to have the chance to interact with and learn from and grow from, I think that's imperative. That just has to happen. Mm-hmm. What's your take on that? I think Cora froze on us.
Did she freeze again? Oh no, there she is. No, yeah, it has to happen, right? That's what you originally said, Cora. You said that it's a huge female fan base, and I mean, I see it on Twitter all the time. I see, you know, more women at the conventions, you know, to different promoters and companies. So they're asking for it.
Yeah. I have to jump in because a lot of the feedback that I got, or the fans that chatted to me from my episode, was all women. And I can't remember her name, but there was a great article written about the feminism of Anne-Marie. And
I'm going to have to find that now.
Pardon?
I'm going to have to look for it now.
Yes.
No, I'm going to look for it.
Last year, I can't remember who wrote it. I'll find it. But it was this really insightful look at sort of feminism throughout Supernatural and how it's coming up in different characters. And you know, I have only been a part of the show for a short period of time, and so it's all new to me about how this is all happening. But I think the response from the women fans was so special, because women can be very hard on each other. And I think the SPN community and family are really supportive, and that, especially as a female actress, is really, really encouraging, because without that, it's difficult to put yourself out there and then get the responses that you can, and then get the responses that you do from the Supernatural family. And I think that's what made it so impactful to me, and it made the role so momentous for myself. And so I think having something like at the convention where it's just women, you know, I think as a performer and as an artist, I think it would be just as special for us to have that opportunity to talk with the fans and to hear their responses and engage with them personally, as much as it is for fans, you know, the other way around. So I think what you're doing is very cool. So I'm on board.
I think that when you have different, you know, I've been on different shows, and it's strange that with females, and you can read stuff and comments on the internet, and this is the one fan base that the females are very positive and supportive. I mean, you can read some really nasty stuff about yourself on the internet from other, you know, different fan bases that are out there. And so for me, I didn't really want to go back. I didn't want to go into the online world really and meeting fans. But once I kind of got back in and I did a Supernatural convention, I said, you know what, I can do it with this one. I don't want to do it with any of the other ones because of the stuff that I had read, but I can do it with this one because they're positive, and they have, you know, they're uplifting, and the women are great to each other. And so I think it's a very special thing, and it's just a very special community of women.
Yeah, it really is.
And I think it's fair to say, because I wanted to... Sorry?
I'm sorry. We had a question in the chat window I just wanted to ask real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Rogue's saying that she was in ShyCon, and she said that it seemed like there was a little bit more of a male presence there. I personally didn't notice that, but I think the few men that were there were just being really nice husbands and boyfriends. But then her question is to Nikki, and she's asking if you noticed if there's a difference in the audience in the non-US conventions. Is there more of a balance between male, female in the audience, or is it still more female?
Yeah, it's just something I've never really looked at, I don't think. I think I get to them and I'm going to coffee here and this person's saying hi and that person's saying hi. I don't think I've ever really actually sat down to look at whether or not it was more female or more male. I don't know. You know, I get the question, but I also think that, and it's fine to say there's more females, you know, at the conventions if that's true. None of us really for sure know. But I don't even think that that's much of a point or a difference. You know, I don't think it really matters if it's male or female at this point. The point is there are a lot of female people at the conventions, not just a handful. There are a lot. And they're asking outright on Twitter to meet female actresses. And so that's really all I look at. And if that's what they're wanting and that's what they're saying, then I don't see why they shouldn't have it. You know?
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
The biggest push.
And I'm sorry I interrupted you, Cora.
It's okay. No, that's what happens when you have multiple voices. Let me tell you about some of the conference calls I've had to do with my team. Goodness. Especially when everybody sounds the same. It's ridiculous. Somebody needs to have a deeper voice, or somebody needs to talk like a chipmunk. Something.
Well, you can talk like this tonight.
But coming back, the biggest push that I've seen with a lot of like, this isn't gonna work because of this reason, that reason. The biggest push I've seen is the women just don't bring the fans. The women just don't generate the revenue. And I think part of the reason for that is because the prices are such a switch. Like I could see the difference between an autograph for someone like Felicia Day, who's really huge, not just in the supernatural community, but in so many. She's got her fingers in a lot of pies. Felicia, please call me. But she's really active in so many different communities, and her autograph was like $35. Whereas Jared and Jensen's autographs are like in the 300s. Like, of course, if you see it that way and you only have so much money to spend, you're gonna put things in priority, and it's a really unfair priority balance. And yeah, in that case, they don't bring as much revenue. Of course they don't, because you're saying these people have more worth and more value than these people, and that's the biggest problem with the convention circuit right now, is that everything is not balanced.
But the truth of it is, the bottom line is, it's a supernatural convention. People are going to go because they love the show no matter what people are there. Yeah. And so, to me, this whole thing that women don't bring enough revenue is, I'm sorry, it's an excuse. Women would bring the revenue if they were brought to the conventions. It's that simple. The fans go to the supernatural conventions because they love the show. And they're going to see whoever's there. And if the women aren't there, no,
they're going to be bummed about it.
Yeah. But, you know.
Dead silence. Everything's all. Emily, the comment you had made
freezing on me
about the brief, because you were only on one episode, you said, but if you look at some of the characters, some of the people that are in the convention circuit now, some of the more popular guests, some of them are even fewer. Like Gil, his character, Henry Winchester, he's only been in like 2 or 3 episodes. Same could be said about Rich. He was only in 3 or 4 episodes. So just because they haven't been around as long doesn't make them any less important. Like everybody, I loved Anne-Marie.
No.
She was sassy. She was to the point. She would not put up with any shit. When Dean was trying to fight people, she was like, "Can you just take a walk? I'm not going to put up with this crap from you right now." So, I mean, your character was bomb, and I loved her. And some of the females that have been on the show have been in equal status to your amazing presence. So, I mean, it's all about what everybody brings, and I want to meet everybody. That's what I want. This convention is like a personal fantasy, just being able to meet all of these amazing women in this show that I've been watching for 10 years. Going on 11.
That's the other thing, is that a lot of the female characters aren't long running on the show, and so having them all come and give their experiences of their time on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
From their time on the show, then I think that kind of brings a different dynamic to it, because you're bringing in such an eclectic group of women who are coming from different times of the seasons and having their own impact on the show or storylines or whatever it may be. I think it would be really and just have them about different. Am I competing?
Yes.
Yes, 1 second. My husband just took her out. Okay, you're fine now. Oh no, stop right now. Stop.
Bye, Olive.
I know. See you later. I'm gonna let you guys finish. I gotta get ready
And
for
just
dinner.
when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, he can breathe in.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys finish so that she can actually.
The video bomber extraordinaire.
Which is important, guys. Yeah, you need to make that point because that was important, and I've got to go because I've got to get to that dinner. I got to get ready.
You go have a good time.
I will, and I'm gonna get off here so that you guys can actually get something done without my dog screaming at you. Sorry.
We love Olive and we love you. Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to support us, Nikki.
Yes. Have a good rest of your chat. Bye. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Enjoy dinner.
Cute.
Awesome.
I've been saying.
We were talking about the short-lived characters and how they still bring a lot to the table.
Yeah, I just think having them all in a room together and having them all talk about the different points of the storylines and how the storylines interacted and overlapped and they left and then they came back, because a lot of the time characters leave early on in one season and they don't come back until another couple of seasons later. So how the storylines have changed and how they're impactful on that as well, I think is it's a cool aspect that I don't think is brought to a lot of the conventions. So
it would definitely be amazing to have.
That's true.
To have those experiences. Audience, give us some questions. I'm sure you have plenty of them.
Okay, I'm going to scroll through the chat window because I think we did miss a few. And I think there's something. Oh, yeah, Mark Lewis has clarified for us that eBay will not let you sell used panties, by the way.
Ah!
Thank you for that, Mark.
Mark, thank you. Thank you so much for that clarification.
Yeah, that was very important. Okay, so Rogue has a comment here about Kim Rhodes. And Kim, I had missed her panel, unfortunately. She was talking about how she was told that she was too old.
Excuse me?
By Supernatural, apparently.
What?
I'm going to just step back and let Emily, what does that comment make you feel like, being too old to be on a show?
I think that's
is there such a thing?
I think there's a lot of that.
I can imagine them saying that
I
can't imagine.
I don't know
There's
about
a lot of overlap happening, ladies.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll let you finish. Okay, I'll go. I think that is something that's happening a lot, and I don't know if it's just because the media is starting to pick up on it, or if there are very well-known actresses speaking out about it now, and it's become part of the conversation. But the latest Bond movie, the lady who's the Bond girl in that film, I mean, she came under a lot of fire for being, and I don't know, probably over 30, for being in that role, and she wasn't the typical stereotype of being a Bond girl. Whatever that means. I think
right.
I don't give a shit how old she is. Like, you know what I mean? And I think it's starting to come into the conversation now, and I think we're starting to see a change, but it's going to be a problem. There was a parody spoof going around on the internet recently about, it was a video of retraining of the SAG union starting a community college degree or certification for actresses over 30 so that they can re-educate them and train themselves back into another profession, because their careers essentially finished because they're 30. And, you know, it's tough because I'm a woman and I'm at that point now where things are starting to tip to the other side, and you sort of have to think like, well, you know, I haven't made it. What's going to happen to me, you know? So I think it's definitely something that a lot of actresses think about, and it's part of the conversation. We have a new guest, so I'll stop talking.
Hi.
Hi, Lindsey.
Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, look who it is.
Our special
Hi,
guest. Hey, how are you?
I'm so good. I love your hair.
Well, thank you. I try to go for subtlety, you know?
Yeah, I can see that. It's working. How is everyone?
I'm sorry. I just have to jump to the chat. Oops, oh, I'm sorry. I just have to jump to the chat window for a second because it turns out I made a faux pas. I had just made a comment, Lindsey, earlier. Someone in the chat window mentioned that Kim had mentioned something about being told she was too old, and I automatically assumed it was regarding Supernatural, and I was just schooled. No, it's not Supernatural. She was told that before Supernatural. So I just want to clear that up. I'm sorry. Thank you, Rogue, and please don't kill me in my sleep. I love you. Okay, hi, guys.
So, yes, everybody, I'm sure you're familiar with the lovely and talented Lindsey McKeon. Say hi, Lindsey.
McKeon, but I loved everything else. That was a great introduction.
You know, I don't think I've ever heard your name pronounced out loud before.
It's all good.
Oh, no, we're all choppy.
Oh, don't look at me.
Wow, we're all like
So what's
free.
going on
All of our
holidays?
screens are frozen or choppy.
I know. Sorry, did I do that?
No, hardly.
The Reaper's causing trouble.
Of course she is.
See, we were okay until the Reaper showed up.
I'm so sorry.
The dream is collapsing. Everyone's done.
It's
So,
trouble being
Lindsey,
in two realms
why
at
don't
one
you
time.
Why don't you talk to us about what you think is so? How do you feel about there being a female-centric supernatural convention?
I think it's amazing. One, because females are so awesome. Two, because so many of them on Supernatural are dead. Three, because so many of the other conventions are geared towards, they're geared towards women, they say, and they bring all the men there, and very few females, which I think is sad. I mean, yes, eye candy, all of that, that's so much fun. But I think women also want to see strong, fun women. I think it's important.
There's a reason I like you, Lindsey, and that is it right there.
Thank you. What's my last name?
Say it again, because it broke. I'm sorry.
I said, say my last name.
No. I heard you say it. It's say it for me. Say it for me. So I need to practice because when I introduce you on stage, I need to know how to say it correctly.
McKeon.
McKeon.
Yeah. You said it probably like a Scottish way that it probably is more supposed to be. You were like, McKeon.
It's McKeon, like
just giving you a
Nancy McKeon from Facts of Life.
Yeah, 100%, except we're not related.
And that's
Just clearing that up now.
So yeah,
so
go, Jody, go.
Oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. I thought you were about to say something. I was just going to jump to the chat window again. Team Misha Impossible, great name, wrote, wasn't Emily in 2 episodes? And yes, you're right. She was in The French Mistake as well. And that's true. You were you played a makeup artist in The French Mistake. We're getting a lot of thank yous from everybody for all of you being here. People are really excited to see both you, Lindsey, and you, Emily. Oh, people lost the feed. That's what happened. We did have a technical glitch. Reapers have that effect on the interwebs. They kind of just, shake things up a little bit. But so, Lindsey, tell us, how did you first become involved with the SPN Ladies Con?
God, I don't even know who it was. It wasn't you that contacted me. Was it Jody?
Cora.
I don't even know. Someone contacted me on Twitter and reached out and was like, "Hey, we want to do a Ladies Supernatural. Can I DM you?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And we just started having a chat, and we just thought it would be such a fun little experience. And it's up in Oregon, right?
Washington.
In Oregon?
Washington.
Which is where a lot of my family is. So any chance I get to go up there and see my dad and my little sister, that's good for me.
That's awesome. That's great. Yeah, that was Cora. That was Cora who got you in here. Oh no, our viewers are not able to watch right now. They're saying they're refreshing and they lost our feed. But they'll still be able to see the video because it's going to get uploaded to my YouTube channel after the live stream ends. So they'll still be able to watch the video, just not live, unfortunately. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. But anyway.
Too many awesome people in one window. That's what happened.
That's what happened. When you have this much awesomeness.
I'm so sorry. I have to go.
Oh, no. It's totally okay.
Emily. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Of course. It was lovely to chat with you, and thank you for the opportunity. It was nice to speak to the virtual community again. So
thank you. We appreciate you.
Nice to meet you briefly.
Yes, it was nice to meet you, Lindsey. I'll let you take the reins.
All right, I'll do it.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. And then there were 3. Okay. So what I was going to say, Cora, is maybe what you'd like to do is now talk about the IndieGoGo campaign and how people can help make this a reality.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had our first run. It didn't go as successfully as we had hoped, but we are not discouraged, and we are still fighting the good fight. The IndieGoGo page has 14 days left. We still have a ton of perks available. We have Skype chats, we have items, we have discounted tickets, because the ticket prices will eventually have to go up in order to support all of the lovely ladies who are coming. Of course, every single dollar that isn't going to be used to make the convention itself happen and run smoothly, all of that money will be going to charity, specifically charities that our lovely ladies support. Lindsey, what would you say is one of your favorite charities?
Oh, gosh. I did a charity event for an organization, Road to Hope, that helps with child caregivers in Africa. Tori DeVito is one of the forerunners in that, so she and I put on an event, so that's one that's important to me. I love a lot of the big ones like AWF and National Resource Defense Council and things like that. They probably have a lot of money, though. You can always give more, but yeah, I think probably I would support some of the smaller ones with this.
So that's the big push that we're most confident about, that we feel has a little bit more to offer, is that everything that we don't use, we're not keeping. We may keep a little portion to get the next one going if the desire is there, if people want to come back for more.
Greedy.
No, I don't need that money. I am fine living simply. I just want to give people the amazing experience to meet these amazing women, these talented actresses, these phenomenal crew members and writers and directors. Like, that to me is so much more worth the money. I don't need this as a job. It's hard. I do this every single minute that I'm not at my full-time day job that pays my bread and butter and my rent. I am working to the bone for this thing for you guys, and I hope that you can join in. Even if you can't come physically, Our plan is to broadcast the convention virtually for a very small amount of money, like $25 to keep the server from crashing. And some people, if people donate to the IndieGoGo, they will have exclusive ability to be in a separate chat window to ask our ladies questions. Most likely,
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, most likely it'll be Jody who is the person moderating the chat window, since she has so much good experience with that and asking the ladies herself. So, I mean, we want to make these things available. With the concert, we're hoping to record it as well so that we can sell the CDs for people to listen at home on their iPods. And it would be awesome to have a proper camera crew, like people who know what they're doing with the camera, to record the whole convention, to save it on a low-cost DVD so people can watch it on their televisions and not just on their computers. Like, we want to make this accessible to everyone because we know the fans are everywhere. And maybe they don't have enough money to travel to Seattle to get out here and meet these lovely ladies. We'll bring the ladies here. We'll have a small convention. We'll put it on the internet, and everybody can come. That's what we want to do.
You can have it at home.
Yes. Without leaving your living room. So I mean, we have options, and we want to provide options for everybody.
Hi to Lindsey. Lindsey, my daughter wants to come say hi to you real fast. Lindsey, this is Raven. He is my video bomber extraordinaire. Say hi.
I see you have a little bit of mama's hair. What'd she say?
Okay. Go.
Wait.
Oh,
yeah, her
Mama's
father
kicking you out.
Wait, who's?
Bye, Raven.
Say bye. That's Tessa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Weird.
Okay, stop. I am like being video bombed by my entire family now. My husband's over here, my daughter's over there, one of my sons is over there.
Distracting for you.
They're just too excited. See, and that's another thing that's important to me is there's so many different. The show is loved by people of all ages, young children, old men. Everybody has a love for this show, and I want to make it accessible to everybody. I've had a couple people ask.
Families. A lot of families connect with it. It brings them together.
Exactly. We are a family, and that's another thing that's great about the show. But like, I've had a couple people ask us, "Oh, this is a women-only convention, so that means that no men can come." We are not an exclusive clubhouse. We're not going to say no.
I was going to say the same thing. Shut up.
Boys can come too. They may have to wear clothes.
I'm kidding.
Team Misha Impossible saying that they are having a fangirl moment over Lindsey right now.
Fangirl.
Thank you.
Yeah, ditto.
What? I missed that.
I said ditto. I have always loved Tessa as a character. I was extremely angry and frustrated with the way they went with her character storyline. I think a lot of people were. I, to this day, do not agree with the idea that they've aligned Reapers with Angels. I think that was a flub and a throw-in. They were not keeping with their own lore, because we have always known Reapers to be directly attached to death. Where is this Reaper Angel stuff coming from? I don't get it. I don't like it. What do you think, Lindsey? Come on, tell us what you really feel.
Well, it's different when you're coming to a character from the inside. So for me, when I get the lines and I get this action that I have to find some really important reason to take my own life, that to me as an actress is an exciting behavior sort of to get into, a mindset to get into. So for me, I love that. For the fact that I'm dead and I'm not coming on Supernatural right now, I'm very upset. And for the crossed lines, you know, because it upsets people, it confuses, and I don't know if it confuses you, but it, you know, it changes so many times that you're like, well, which is it, or do you keep rewriting the rules as you go along? then are any of the rules really real or important to begin with? Which is kind of similar to life in a weird way. They're just doing it in a fast-forward kind of pace, I guess.
That's a good point.
So who knows? I mean, you guys are fans and you're friggin' watching anyway, so it doesn't matter. Gives you something to talk about.
It does matter. It does matter.
Special So get this. I have three amazing women here with me. We have Cora Idol, who is the chairperson.
Oh!
Well, I have YouTube open so that I can see the chat window, and for whatever reasons, the feed started to play. Sorry about that. Okay, so here's something. Tessa, people are saying Tessa should come back as the new Death.
That would be awesome.
I think so too. Did you guys see, I don't know if you saw on my Twitter, if you follow me, at my Lindsey McKeon, but I was taking some silly random internet test the other day about what would your role be in the afterlife, and it said death. I was mind blown. I think this is so on point. I can't even believe it. It's supernatural watching.
It's meta.
Damn it.
It's meta.
Female death. Female death.
Totally meta.
I am all about Reaper Tessa taking over the role of Death.
I love that idea.
You know, I have to say, I was so saddened when your character ended. I mean, just completely, like, you know, you were such an incredibly strong, fierce, intelligent, amazing well, you weren't a human being. Well, I guess you were an angel, but like, you know, like Cora was saying, Reapers, we didn't know that was tied to angels until later on in the game. But to see you go that way, I was so upset. Like, oh, come on, no, she can't really be gone. But, you know, it's supernatural. No one's really dead, right? They all just, they're all in the pool waiting to get popped out again.
Anyone can come back any second. That's the exciting thing.
That's true. That's
true.
I
do think
it happens all the time.
For people about like the character of Tessa, when she so follows law and order of the world that she lives in, how could she ever do something like that? But I think in a way that humanized her, and it just shows that anybody, even a spirit or somebody living in another world, can make a different choice at any moment and choose to go another direction.
That is a fair point.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's just something that's possible for every single one of us. It's a very fine line we all walk.
Definitely.
That's true. I agree. There's a comment here in the window that from Team Misha Impossible saying, I feel like in the past few years, the fandom has progressed into one purely loving on the women in and around the show. I think that spanned from the beginning, actually, but yeah, I guess in the past few years there have been a lot more strong female characters being introduced, and I think Supernatural is very good at writing strong female characters. They're just not very good at keeping them.
I know. The bastards. We love to work with strong female characters. It's rare.
I think one of my favorite lines actually was from one of the conventions. Cindy Sampson actually said it. She had said, it was either Cindy or Sam, I can't remember, but one of them said, Supernatural loves strong women. They can only exist one at a time, though.
They can only what?
Only exist one at a time.
Oh.
And I could see the sarcasm. I loved it. It was just, it made me laugh really hard. And then it made me sad the next second. Like, I was like, oh, I don't want to be on this planet anymore.
It's true.
I could see Sam saying that because she's such a spitfire. We just did a convention together, and I got to meet her for the first time, and she was awesome. Awesome, awesome. So edgy, so cool, so strong. Loved her. Really loved her.
Is that...
And speaking of, like, Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, have you done other conventions? Because I only started doing the convention scene a couple of years ago, so I've missed you if you did anything for creation previous to the past couple of years.
I haven't done anything with creation. There's like a geek con or something like that where there was a mix of all of us. And then I've done a couple Rogue events, so that's in the UK, so that's difficult to get to.
Yeah, I've been keeping up with Rogue. They have a good format. I really love the international format a lot more, I've noticed. Like, I really love the stuff for Jib. I've seen the Jib stuff, and I've been like, oh, give it to me. I want it. Same thing with Rogue. Rogue is fantastic.
They're fantastic. They treat the people so well. They're a lot of fun. They're fans and just like good-hearted people that are having just as much fun while they're working.
Yeah, it's a different scene, and you can tell in a lot of the videos that the fans are recording, all hush and stuff, that the atmosphere is very different. It's a different kind of livelihood. It's a lot more interactive.
Right.
And I love that. I love that atmosphere. I wish we could have a little bit more of that here, at least with the bigger supernatural related ones. I can definitely see it a little bit more in like Comic-Con settings or like industry specific conventions as well. Yeah, I mean it's an interesting sort of case study, if you will.
Well, I think there are different ways to do things always, and I think that's the fine line between, like the individual business owner doing it out of love and passion, and then the big business owner who, God bless them, they want to take over the world. That's exciting too. I mean, I don't have that inspiration, but I can understand it, and I can see where that could be interesting and exciting.
Well, that's a good segue into this comment also here. It's insane the disconnect between what creation thinks we want versus what the fandom actually wants. The small business owner, Cora, has their pulse on the fandom because they're in the fandom, they're immersed in the fandom, and all of their interactions are within the fandom. So who better to pull together a convention with what the fandom wants than another fan? Right?
Correct. 100%.
I mean, I'm the only person sitting here doing this, but my team is just as excited and eager, and some of the people who are on the sidelines with me in the community, because I talk about it to everybody who will sit down long enough. Anybody who isn't talking, I'm like, let me tell you a thing. They're all excited. They want to experience it. They want to either be there as volunteers or be there in the crowd. Maybe a mix of both. It's not just me. I have a lot. I love you, Jody, but it's like it's Cora. Cora's the one who's doing. I'm not doing everything. I swear to God, if I was doing everything, I would be dead. And I'm still looking for helpers. I have so many people, so many things that I can't do that I'm not great at, and I'm just like, give your talent to me. Give me a little bit of something, so I'm not running myself into the ground.
So
everybody needs help.
Absolutely.
I do want to say I have to run soon, so if we want to do like a last question or two, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Let me see.
Any questions for Lindsey, folks?
Okay. Okay, there's a comment here that reads, I think because the show has been on for so long, the view on women in the show has grown into one of pure adoration. I don't think it was always that way with this show, however. I don't know. What do you think about that, Lindsey?
Well, I don't know. What is the question? I don't know if there is a question, just that it has, the perception has altered. The feelings for him have altered.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think that's because they're writing them differently, or who they're hiring might be a little different? Do you know?
Could be.
I think I agree with you on that. The writing has changed. The writing's, at least from the couch view over here, it seems like the writing has changed a lot. But which makes it kind of worse because then they build up these amazing characters for us to fall in love with, and then they take them away. But
I just love breaking hearts.
Let me ask you this. What was your favorite Tessa moment? And why?
Oh, Lord. I don't know if I can pin it down to one moment. I think my favorite thing about her just is her relationship with Dean, and in some way feeling like she has met an equal playing partner, even though they're both fighting for completely different things and they see the world very differently. I love that challenge and like mutual admiration, when you get someone, whether it's in life or like you play sports or something, sometimes you get someone who's so on par with you and it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna kick your ass right now, but this is gonna be so much fun playing. You're gonna give me a run for my money.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I'll
just
say probably
before I
one of
go,
my
I
favorite
wanna
moments. One of my
quickly
favorite.
say, oh, go.
It was the kiss where she transferred her memory of him and
Right.
made him remember who she was. That was like, I was like, yo, that's so good. What a good
Kind of a pathetic kiss. So it's not my favorite. Maybe there will be a do-over sometime or something. I don't know.
Like I said, never say never. They always bring everybody back. And there's such love for you in the fandom that I'm sure, the writers are being bombarded with all of the wish lists. Bring back this one, bring back that one, I'm sure.
Bombard them.
Bombard them.
She's one of my
Tessa back.
ever.
She wants to be back, guys. Robbie, make it happen, Rob.
And stay tuned because Amy Gumerick and I, our young Mary, are talking. We're mulling over some things. So maybe we'll have something for you by the time the convention starts. Maybe we'll be able to discuss.
That.
And that's all I'm going to leave you with.
You're going to leave us with that?
Just chew on that.
Are you trying
You
to
have my email. You email me.
I will keep you posted, I promise. I promise.
Please do. Wow.
Well.
Well, thank you.
You guys have been so awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. I really, really hope you get all the people that you want because you're doing this for a really good cause and you're amazing people. So
thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lindsey.
Thanks, girl. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful, fun, safe holiday.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. All right. Bye, you guys.
Bye, Lindsey.
Bye, ladies.
And then there were two. Wow, guys, you stuck around with us this long. We appreciate. I'm going to check the comments. Yes, everyone's excited and does want more women at conventions, and it's hard for some people in the fandom to disconnect from creation run in conventions. That's what makes this so different, that the format's going to be different, the guests are going to be different, everything is different. There's going to be a way to attend virtually. Who does that? Cora and her amazing team of awesomeness, that's who. So
this
Cora,
guy. I
can't put a link in the chat window. I can do it if I play around and spell out DOT and stuff. So why don't you? Do you know the IndieGoGo address?
Of course I do. It's pretty much put it in my blood at this point. Let me write it on a piece of paper real quick so that everybody can see it. It won't take me a second to do, as long as I can find a paper.
Lindsey is going. Lindsey, I've got Lindsey on the brain. Cora is getting the IndieGoGo link. That if you can give even a little bit, fantastic. If you can't, please share it along the fandom, and that way we can try to make this amazing event happen. And like I was saying, this can be a virtual event as well, so you can attend. I think Cora mentioned it was $25. You can attend virtually and see everything from the comfort of your own home. So
I don't have a black Sharpie!
And she doesn't have a black Sharpie. The
Usually I
injustices
have
in
black
this
Sharpies
world.
coming out of my ears. Alright.
Have you found a black Sharpie?
No!
She apparently does have a writing utensil of some kind. I think we're making progress.
Give me some background music.
do 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 do.
No!
I don't know. What the hell? You think I'm gonna sit here and sing "Carry On" or something?
Yes!
Y'all sing "Carry On" for Cora, and we can't hear you, but that's okay. It's just to help you pass the time.
My handwriting!
Okay. She's going to be holding up a sign. They gotta back it up, and you gotta talk. I'll shut up so you can talk, so it shows on the screen.
IGG.me / SPN Ladies Con 2016. And if I messed it up this one time, I'm gonna hit my own face.
2015, yes?
16! 16! We're doing
Damn!
it next year!
Bite my damn head off. Okay, hold on. IGG.me / SPN LadiesCon 2016. Is that correct?
Correct.
Correct. I'm going to try to put this in the chat window. It worked! Well, how do you like that? So the link to the IndieGoGo is in the chat window, igg.me / SPN LadiesCon 2016. I will also be putting this link in the description of this video when it uploads to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to me on my YouTube channel, and you will always be kept up to date with what's going on with Cora and her amazing team of awesomeness. That's what I'm just going to call you guys now. And getting the SPN Ladies Con, or the Ladies of SPNCon, depending on how dyslexic you are.
We take all.
What?
We take all the names. We'll answer to everything. BT Dubs. A lot of our street team is currently passing out buttons at several cons that are coming up in the near future. They're gonna have our logo. They're gonna be $1. Buy one for your friend. Buy one for your dog. You should buy as many as you can. You should give them out as stocking stuffers for the Christmas season.
And you should give
every
them
single dollar counts.
Now, I have DenverCon coming up this coming. Well, for me, it starts on Thursday. I will be handing out flyers. There will be another person there handing out buttons for $1 a pop. Hey, you know, every little bit counts.
And I don't have to worry about the fee for my GG, as it is. I have a little fee that takes a good portion of the money away. It sucks.
And in Pasadena Con, which I will also be vending, I will be selling the buttons for $1 a piece, and I will also be handing out flyers. If any of you are interested in handing out flyers, Cora, would they be allowed to do that? We can email them
yes.
the document, and they could do that?
If you fill out the volunteer application form and send me a tweet saying you want to be part of the street team, I will give you the ability to do so.
So, Cora, would it be okay for me to put your Twitter handle here, and then people can contact you, and then you can guide them to the volunteer information on Facebook?
Yes, and also yes.
Yes, and also yes. Okay, so if you want to reach Cora, it's at Ladies SPNCon on Twitter.
Yeah.
Did I make a mistake? Wait, I'll shut up. Talk.
Ladies of SPN. That is the Twitter handle.
Ladies of, yeah. Ladies of SPN. So ignore the first Twitter handle I put in there. The correct handle is Ladies of SPN. There you go.
And then there's the IGG. Please. Even
Yes.
if it's $1, even if it's a couple dollars, get it in while you can.
And even if for, I mean, we understand life happens, shit happens. You don't have a dime to spare. It costs you nothing to forward the link on to your friends. Email's free. I didn't know email was free when email first came out, by the way. Did you know that? Can I just tell you this story really fast? It's totally irrelevant. But so when email first came out, I had a friend living in Japan. And I was terrified of emailing her because I thought I was going to get this horrendous long distance charge for emailing someone in Japan. And it took my husband about 15 minutes of calming down from this boisterous laughter of how fucking stupid are you, and explain to me, no, it doesn't cost anything to email Japan.
It was that time, man. It was the time. I remember dial-up. I remember having to buy calling cards to call my friends that lived across the country, let alone lived in another country. It's amazing how fast technology runs. That we're able to do.
Remember Palm.
The fact that we're able to do web conversations at the speed of time, for Christ's sake. I mean, seriously, it's amazing. It's awesome.
I used to play Pong. And that's how old I am. But anyway, I see that it is now almost 8:30, and we've been going on for an hour and a half of epic awesomeness. And oh no, and Carrie put in the chat window that the feed went oh no, Jen said the feed went kersplat, and Carrie said the poo lost the feed again. I think that's our cue.
We're too awesome. We're just breaking the internet.
Breaking the interwebs at the speed of light. The ladies of SPN. Well, I want to thank you, Cora, for, oh God, we're not signing off yet, because you know why? We just have 2 seconds to talk about who is going to be on our live stream on Monday, November 2nd at 7 p.m. Central Time.
It's so many people, I've lost count. Well,
I'm going to check my phone. Okay, so I know that we've got, should we talk?
Dr. Lynn.
I'm sorry?
Dr. Lynn is in the house.
Dr. Lynn, the writer of Fangasm, will be with us. And we will also have, I'm sorry, we will, let me see, who is this? Which date? We will have Samantha Smith on November 2nd, also known as Mary Winchester. Little character there. We will have, let me see. Don't know. I think I have to go back to our chats on Twitter to see who we finally
We were prepared.
So unprepared. But let me tell you something. We came up with this idea, 2 days ago, to do a live stream show, and we completely pulled this out of our ass and got amazing guests for tonight. We have amazing guests for Monday and amazing guests for another one we're doing on Wednesday. So I'm not going to beat ourselves up for not being prepared for an announcement at the end of the show. So fuck it. We worked too damn hard.
We did.
Whatever.
So, like last second, and the poll was great, and you guys are great, and you need to tell everybody and invite everybody to the fan page, invite everybody to Twitter. Send everybody you know the IGG, even if they don't like Supernatural, send them anyway.
Samantha Smith for November 2nd, Jennifer Copping for November 2nd, and Carrie Ann
Fleming,
November 2nd. Chew on that, guys. We have some kick-ass guests coming up yet again. And we have some more that we're working on. So we might have some more surprise guests coming in, like we had the lovely Lindsey McKeon popping in on us. So yeah, I think we both need to
be
go
awesome people. So stay tuned so you get this.
Exactly. So one last thing, igg.me/SPN LadiesCon 2016 is the IndieGoGo link. Please follow Cora at Ladies of SPN, and you will always be kept up to date on what's going on with the campaign and how you can help. And you will also be able to get to her Facebook page if you contact her, and you can sign up to be a volunteer.
And one more thing.
I'm sorry?
If you guys donate any amount, you're going to get a special coupon emailed to only you regarding some of Jody's very amazing pieces. Only you.
That's right. That's right. Any person who donates will get a coupon, a very unique coupon only for the person who donates, that will give you a percentage off my stuff in my shop on Etsy, www.elwin.etsy.com. You know that because you're here. You know that shit by now. So, yeah.
I will be getting emails from IGG that will have your personal email in them, and I will respond with that coupon. And I am asking, nay, praying that none of y'all go and spread it around the internet, because as much as Jody's stuff is amazing, this is a special perk just for people who donate today or over the next couple of days. So
yes, I still need to feed my family.
Please donate. Please buy lovely stuff from Miss Jody, who is so incredible and awesome for doing this for us, all of us, myself included. Please donate to the cause so we can get this convention going, so that you guys get the experience that you have been denied for over 10 years. Talk about it. Tweet about it. Facebook it. Tumble it. We love you. Good night, America.